All right, we are talking non-5A Division II with Iowa Colony head coach Ray Garza. And coach, man, I could take this whole 10 minutes and talk about Jade Warren. I'm not going to do that. We'll get to him later, but just know that's a question I'm coming for you with. I really want to start off by talking about this district and especially teams that are fairly new. Your Iowa Colony Pioneers is one, Richmond Randall's another, and the accomplishments you guys are making right off the bat. I mean, you guys played each other twice last year. I'm no Nostradamus, but we may be seeing it twice again this year. Just talk about how you've kind of made strides with your team, and especially in this district as well.
Yeah, I mean, Randall, such a great season they had last year. Tough district all around, but they had a magical season and they went and finished that with a state championship win. Um, but there's a lot of good football played in this district. You're going to get tested every week. We've got a lot of great head coaches, a lot of good players in this district. Um, I think that our time, obviously, these kids opened up this school freshman, sophomore in 22, and they went straight to playing varsity football in our 4A district. So, the kids have been seasoned. This was our first senior class this past season. Those kids were thrown in the fire and they responded well. So that experience obviously helped it paid off this last year as making that run all the way to the quarterfinals.
All right, coach, I tried. I can't wait no more. Talk to me about Jaden Warden. I don't
Yeah.
even want to say he's underrated, but you talk about Marshall and all their athletes. You talk about Landon Callis Williams over there. And Jaden Warren ends up somewhere in second or third. But from the highlights I've seen, from what my guys have shot, the guy can do anything and everything. You tell me about him a little bit.
Well, I will tell you first off, he's a great kid. He's got a good head on his shoulders. He's a hard worker. Obviously, he's a dual sport player. He's actually for the school has been a sport player because whenever we opened up, he was also playing basketball. So it's just a testament of his athletic ability. But as far as a kid that's come in and put the work in, he has all the tools. But last year was just a great year for him, and that's a testament to his off-season workout and him just going in, putting in the work. Trying to become the best receiver and teammate he can. But if I was going to brag on Jaden, obviously his measurables are out there. He's 6'1", 6'2", 197 pounds. I mean, he ran I think 10.13 at the district track meet in the 100. He went to state as a sophomore, so his athletic ability is off the chart. But most definitely the way he carries himself, as far as just being a good person, he's a very humble kid. He's someone that other people want to be around. The teachers love him because he goes in the classroom and takes care of work. So those are all great things that you want out of your kids that are some of your top recruited players and your best players, because it's all the other things he does outside of sports that, in my opinion, really makes him special and leads to his success.
Man, that's the kind of stuff we like to hear about these kids. A little spoiler for you, we're probably gonna be tossing a bobblehead his way next year, like we did Batman last year.
Yep.
Talk about the rest of the offense you got returning, because obviously Carson's coming back. You got Mosley coming back. Don't even try to get me to pronounce the offensive lineman, but I'll just say Tassie. I'm not saying nothing about the
Yep.
first name because I'll never get it out. Elizondo coming back as well.
Yep.
The
Yep.
guys on that front line there. You got to
Absolutely.
feel good about the way your offense is looking for next year.
Absolutely. Carson's another dynamic player, good kid. He started since a freshman. He'll go into his junior year. Has done some great things here. He's also a multi-sport player he's a football player. He's a starting center fielder. He's also going to the regional track meet with a long jump of I believe 23.6 or 23.9, something like that. So he's definitely a very gifted kid. But great kid, good leader. And he's got the line coming back returning. Aiden Elizondo is going to be a 4-year starter for us. He started as a freshman when we opened up. Tossie's been up since a freshman also, and he's got a lot of we call him TT here, but he's got a lot of experience.
Anything not to say that first name, right?
Yeah, yeah. It can be a tough one, but he'll be joined by Noah Smith, which is going to also go into his junior year, and they've got experience up front. Then you have Warren in there, Aaron Tenner had a great year also at running back. And so all those kids, all those individuals are going to do a great job. And then it gives opportunity. We'll have spring ball here where some of these young guys are going to have a chance to step up and to see where they fit within the equation.
Speaking about spring ball, I'm assuming your eyes are going to probably be a lot on the defense because there may be some replacements there. What area of the field are you looking at the most to hope to see somebody step up here in the spring and maybe in the summer as well?
Well, it's hard to replace somebody like Chris Johnson. He left us early to go to Baylor at the break, and he's doing a great job at Baylor. He came back and talked to the team when they had spring break, and it was good to see Chris again and for him to share his experience that he's had so far. But Chris is definitely a hard one to replace. But we've got a couple guys that have got some experience that we believe are going to go into that role. Daniel Sweeney's going to anchor that D line. He's experienced young man going into his senior year. He's actually played offense and defense for many years. But I think he's definitely a kid to look out for. He'll be joined by Corey Anthony and Randy Naylor, which also were experienced last year coming back from the team. So, but everyone's going to have a chance to step up. Our linebacker position, we Hayden Casson graduated going to Missouri State, and so that's definitely a position that we're looking for some of these guys to step up in our linebacker core to go out there and compete for some jobs. So that's the great thing why you have spring ball, so you can get all those kids out there and let them showcase their skills and show what they can offer and what they can do and how good of an off-season they had, which as you can see from our track team right now, they're doing a great job with those skill positions. They continue to go and compete at the district level, and now they just won area last night. So a lot of our kids on that track team are also football players that are out there competing. So that's a great thing for our program.
I was going to say, that's got to be a great feeling as a head coach of the football team to look over at track and know that you got some of the speediest guys around. Let's end this thing by talking about the district once again. It's pretty top heavy with you guys, Randall and Fort Bend Marshall. Texas City always seems to get that fourth spot. But talk about surveying your way through there.
Yeah, so we'll start our non-district off with a familiar opponent from our 4A with Stafford, and they had a great season last year too, and in that district, and they were always well coached by Coach Savannah. So that's a good one to start out with. And we'll go to their place this year. Then we go with the Crosby, and Crosby obviously has rich tradition down there and great ball club. And then we'll play a 6A opponent in A-Leaf Elkins. So the non-district is one that I think gets. Our district's a tough one, and like I said, there's a lot of great football, a lot of great football teams, good programs in that district. Obviously, anytime you going to meet up with someone from your district in the playoffs to get out, just a testament of how tough your district is. But that's what you want. You want to be in a tough district. So when it comes to playoff times, you've had those tested games and you've been in the fire, and your kids have kind of been on those big stages because there was a lot in the atmosphere going around that game. And I believe our district, not only with Randall, but with Marshall and Texas City and all those other schools, it kind of brings that atmosphere to the game.
Well, we're definitely looking forward to it. We have our pen out. We've already circled a bunch of dates there. So we'll see you on the field in August. So until then, I appreciate you joining me, Coach.
Absolutely. I appreciate you having me.